One of my favorite sounds in the whole world comes from right here in the Caribbean islands. And I'm not talking about the sound of the waves on the sand. I'm talking about the sound of the steel drum. The steel drum, also called the pan drum, is one of the newest instruments in the world. Steel drums were first made in Trinidad in the 1930s and 1940s by taking an empty steel barrel and hammering and bending the bottom of the barrel to create different pitches. Our learning target is, I can perform a countermelody to a song. Our success criteria is, I know I am successful when I am able to play the recorder or piano countermelody while I listen to the main melody. The song, Limbo Like Me, is a simple call and response song. Call and response is a musical device in which a portion of the melody, or the call, is followed by an answering portion, or the response. Follow along with the music as you listen to the song and see if you can hear the difference between the call and the response.
I want a girl to limbo like me.
Limbo, limbo like me.
Limbo, limbo, limbo like me.
Limbo, limbo like me.
Everybody limbo like me.
Limbo, limbo like me.
My little goat can limbo like me.
Limbo, limbo like me.
Monkey try to limbo like me.
Limbo, limbo like me.
Monkey no can limbo like me.
Limbo, limbo like me.
One and all come limbo like me.
Limbo, limbo like me.
Limbo, limbo like me.
Limbo, limbo like me.
Let's look at a very simple countermelody that we can play with Limbo Like Me. The rhythm counting is going to be a little strange because of our time signature. The time signature is 2-2. The top number tells you how many beats you have in a measure. So we know each measure has 2 beats. The bottom number tells you what note value gets the beat. Normally we see a 4, which means the quarter note gets the beat. But in this song, we see a 2. That means the half note gets the beat. So there's a lot to digest here. The half notes are going to be counted like quarter notes. This half note is on beat number 1, so we're going to say 1. This half note is on beat number 2, so we're going to say 2. We count this measure like this. 1, 2. The next measure, these quarter notes are going to be counted like eighth notes. So this quarter note is on beat number 1, so we're going to say 1. This quarter note is on the an of beat 1, so this quarter note we're going to say an. This half note is on beat 2, so here we will say 2. This measure right here, we count like this. 1, and 2. The next measure is fun. We have 1 quarter note, and we're going to count that like an eighth note. This quarter note happens on beat number 1, so we will say 1. This dotted half note is on the an of beat 1. So on this dotted half note, we will say an. Notice there's nothing else past this note. So this measure is counted like this. 1 an. This an is very long. This measure here, measure number 4, looks like measure number 1, so we will count it the same way. 1, 2. So let's take a look at the top line. Let's count it together with our metronome. Nope, the metronome's not working, so we'll just wing it. Let's count together. Ready, go. 1, 2, 1 and 2. 1 and 1, 2. Notice there's a repeat sign. So we're going to count that again. Go back to the beginning. Ready and count. 1, 2, 1 and 2. 1 and 1, 2. After you hit the repeat sign, go to the next line. All right, we have some quarter notes. We're going to count those like eighth notes. This quarter note's on beat 1, we say 1. This quarter note is on the an of beat 1, so we're going to say an. This quarter note is on beat 2. Whoops. Let's see if I can fix that. So we'll say 2. This quarter note is on the an of beat 2, so we will say an. It's just like counting eighth notes. 1 and 2 and. The next measure, 2 half notes, you already know what to do there. 1, 2. This rhythm here is the same as this rhythm here. This quarter note is on beat 1, and this dotted half note is on the an of beat 1. So we say 1 and. 2 half notes, you know what to do. 1, 2. With the repeat sign, let's count line number 2. 1, 2, count together. 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 1 and 1, 2. Repeat. 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 1 and 1, 2. Good. Line number 3, a little easier. We have a whole note. The whole note will be counted like a half note. Notice the pattern? We're cutting all of our note values in half. So we'll count this half note, this whole note like this. 1. 2 beats long. 2 half notes, what do? 1, 2. Then we have that rhythm, which we've done before, so I think you should know that. Let's go to the beginning of line number 3 and count that together. See if I got my metronome working yet. Excellent, here we go. 1, 2, ready, count. 1, 1, 2, 1 and 1, 2. 1, 1, 2, 1 and 1, 2. All right, take a look at line number 3. Quick scan at the end of line number 3, there's no repeat sign, so we go down to the next line. Sorry, line number 4 and line number 5. All right, so we're counting this quarter note on beat 1. This quarter note is an. This half note is on beat number 2, so we count this 1 and 2. You can already do that by now. And that, and that, and that, and that, and that. That takes us to the last measure here. A rest on beat 1, always tricky. The rest is on 1. We will not say anything. The next quarter note is on the an of 1. So we're going to say an. And then this quarter note is on beat 2. So we'll say 2. So this measure right here is and 2. Let's go back to the beginning of line number 4 and count all the way to the end of line number 5 together. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2, 1, 2. 1 and 1, 2. 1 and 1, 2. 1 and 2. How did you do? Want a little more practice on that one? Let's try that again. Line number 4 and line number 5. 1, 2, count with me. 1 and 2, 1, 2, 1 and 1, 2. 1 and 1, 2, 1 and 2. All right, let's go all the way back to the beginning. For this count through, ignore the repeat signs. 1, 2, no repeats. 1, 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 1, 2. 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 1 and 1, 2. 1, 1, 2, 1 and 1, 2. 1 and 2, 1, 2, 1 and 1, 2, 1 and 1, 2, 1 and 2. If you have a recorder, pause this video and go get it. If you don't have a recorder, I'll show you how to play these notes on a piano or virtual piano. Any note that you see on the second line is a G. And you play a G on the recorder by covering the thumb hole on the back with your left hand thumb, the 1 hole with your 1 finger, the 2 hole with your 2 finger, and the 3 hole with your 3 finger. And then gently breathe into the recorder. Any notes that you see on the second space are known as an A. And the A is played on the recorder by covering the thumb hole on the back with your left hand thumb. Cover the 1 hole with your 1 finger. Cover the 2 hole with your 2 finger. All the other fingers stay up in the air. And again, gently breathe into your instrument. So before we play anything that's written down, make sure that that ring finger of yours can freely move up and down between the G and the A. Before we can play the rhythm on the recorder, we must make sure that our tongue is doing the right thing. Whisper the rhythm you see on the screen by whispering the word ta on every note. Also pay attention to where all the repeat signs are, but for the sake of time in this practice run, let's ignore those for now. Whispering the rhythm, and here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Ta, 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 Continue to whisper the rhythm using the syllable ta into the mouthpiece of the recorder while you move the fingers to match the pitches of the melody. Also make sure you're looking out for repeat signs so that you don't get lost in the middle of the tune. Let's try playing this melody together with the music. are the steps you will need to follow if you want to play the recorder along with the music. Head over to your Seesaw, and on page 1, you'll have the recorder music. Well, I guess just the regular music that you can play the recorder with. To make things easier, make sure that Seesaw is the only tab you have open on your internet browser. Next, click on the song link, and that will pop the song up in a new tab. All you have to do is press play, and after the music starts, go back to Seesaw and get ready to play your recorder.
I want a girl to limbo like me.
Limbo like me.
Limbo.
All right, that's easy. On page 2, you'll find the virtual piano links. Same music. Over here, you have a little cheat sheet that'll tell you which keys play which notes, but I'll give you something better here in a second. First, we have to get all the windows that we need open in order to make this activity work. So, first, make sure again that Seesaw is the only tab you have open at the top of your browser. Next, we need to open up the piano. So click on the piano link, and it will open the virtual piano in a new tab. The problem is, now that the piano is up, we can't see the music. So, with a mouse or your touchpad, click, left click and hold on the virtual piano tab and pull it straight down. Then let go. Now the virtual piano is in its own window. Next, grab, click and hold in this gray area at the top of the browser and pull it down again. Now drag it all the way to the right of your screen and let go. Then find Seesaw and click on Seesaw again. If everything worked out right, you should have the Musica piano on one side and Seesaw on the other. Next, we need to get the music ready to go, so click on the link, click on the song link, and it will open up the song in a new tab. For now, go back to Seesaw. Now we can zoom in so we can see the music better. All right, now we're ready to rock and roll. But what notes are we supposed to push? Well, here's the answer. Any note that you see on a line on the second line is the note G. To find the G on a piano, you need to find a group of 3 black keys. In that group of 3 black keys, there are 2 keys in the middle. The one on the left is the G. So again, find another group of 3 black keys. Find the 2 white keys in the middle of that group, and the one on the left is the G. One more time. Group of 3 black keys. There are 2 white keys in the middle, and the white key on the left is the G. So anytime you see a note on the second line, you're going to play a G. Notes that are on the second space are the letter A. So again, find that group of 3 black keys, find the 2 white keys that are in the middle of that group, and the key on the right is the A. Group of 3 black keys, 2 white keys in the middle, the white key on the right is the A. Anytime you see a note on the second space, you're going to play an A. Now that we know what keys we're playing on the piano and what rhythms we need to play for the counter melody, it's time to get the music started. Click on the Music tab, then click the Play button, and immediately get back over to Seesaw so you can see the music and get ready to play on the piano. Anytime you're playing with the music, you have to remember all of the repeat signs. And you have to make sure to play those repeat signs, or you'll get to the end of the song before the song gets to the end of the song. So let's give it a try. Click on the Music tab, hit play, get back to Seesaw, and get ready to play the piano. Ready, go!
I want a girl to limbo like me.
Limbo like me.
Limbo, limbo, limbo like me.
Limbo like me.
Everybody limbo like me.
Limbo like me.
My little good can limbo like me.
Limbo like me.
Monkey's right to limbo like me.
Limbo like me.
Monkey no can limbo like me.
Limbo like me.
One and all come limbo like me.
Limbo like me.
Limbo like me.
Limbo like me.
When you're done with the activity, simply close out the windows you don't need. And click on the green check mark to complete the activity. I hope you enjoy playing with countermelody and using the instruments you have access to. I look forward to sharing more music with you next week. Until then, have a great rest of your day.